If I needed something from you, you would know it. I was a member of the court during the reign of Torg's father. It was Torg who appointed me to the position. I like to think I've aged well. I'm certainly wiser than I once was, and I know when one should speak, and when one should hold their tongue. Not really. Varnius Junius is a fool. I'm sure nothing will come of it. I suppose if you're truly interested, you could talk to Falk. He's the better safe than sorry type. I have no time or patience for a student. Perhaps the College of Winterhold will grant you admission. I can teach you, but I won't be held responsible for what you do with the knowledge. Take care of yourself.
Do you have business with the...
Oh,
Oh, right, the rum. Thank you. I developed a taste for it after a fair-weather trip to Hammerfell. Here, this is for you. You mean the Dragon Bridge issue? I'll be honest with you, I was planning to let that go. Varnius is a bit jumpy at the best of times. There have been reports of weird happenings near Wolfskull Cave. Travelers disappearing, odd lights. I suspect wild animals, or perhaps bandits. I don't think it's worth our time with the war going on. But if you want to clear out the cave, I'll make sure you're repaid for your work. The cave has a bad history. Long ago, Potema the Wolf Queen used it for necromantic rituals. That's where it got the name. That was over 500 years ago. Nothing much down there now, but everyone's always convinced the cave is haunted. Absolutely not. That wing has been sealed for hundreds of years, and for good reason. They say the ghost of Pelagius the Mad still haunts it. Ghost or not, there are reminders of his dark rule that are best left buried away. Feel free to return to me with questions. The Blue Palace is an open forum. That remains to be seen. By rights, she has a legitimate claim as High Queen of Skyrim. But we must have the support of the other Jarls for that claim to have any meaning. Should they accept her rule, we will have peace. But we must... Should they accept her rule? Of course he does. What sort of a question is that? Maybe you've been listening to Erikr. There's been loose talk among some of the Thanes, and I suspect he's the cause of it. You'll pay those rumors no heed if you wish to retain your welcome in this city. She may be young, but Elisif is the Jarl by right. And here in Skyrim, if nothing else, we respect the traditions of our fathers' fathers. You do well to remember that. Please, feel welcome in the Court of Solitude.
My duty is to keep the Jarl safe, not play nursemaid to you sycophants.
Be quick. I have little patience for mundane concerns.
I am the Jarl's steward. If you have court business to tend to, you talk to me.
Aetia says my voice is second only to hers. Few can resist my charms. Even fewer are worthy of them.
You're new here, right? Welcome to the Bard's College. It's like a musical museum.
I wish only to graduate and enroll with the Legion. My drums will lead our troops, and why wouldn't I be? We sing tales of kings, queens, and their politics, 'tis true. But do you know who really makes history? The person who writes it. Farewell, stranger.
People never want to talk to me.
Meals are served to bards at designated times. Find an inn if you want to make requests.
I'm Dean of Lute at the Bard's College, and no, I don't give private lessons. What? You did? Oh, sweet divines, you did! There is no way I can pay you what this lute is worth, but I can teach you a few tricks I've learned over the years. I'm a bard, from the Bard's College here in Solitude. Wanderers like you should think about applying. What? There is no way I can pay you what this loot is worth, but I can teach you a few tricks I've learned over the years. Well, look at you. If only everyone acted like you did.
Good
Not
evening.
that distraction.
I'm Panthea Aetia, the master vocalist.
Welcome to the Bard's College. I'm the headmaster here. How may I help you? Always a pleasure to meet a prospective bard. You should be aware that many apply, but we accept very few people. When possible, we ask applicants to perform tasks the college needs completed. In this case, I do have a task befitting an aspiring bard. Elisif has forbidden the burning of King Olaf, a festival put on by the Bard's College. We need to change her mind. To convince her, I want to read King Olaf's verse, a part of the Poetic Edda, the living history of Skyrim. Unfortunately, the verse was lost long ago. Yes, according to Giraud, our history's keeper, the portion of the Edda dealing with King Olaf might still exist in Dead Man's Respite. I need you to retrieve the poem. Not much, to be honest. Their return was a shock to us all. Sherrod Germain has some tomes about them in the library, if you're interested. Not much, but as a bard, I find the whole affair depressing. There are no heroes in this war, no winners to be had, and no real conclusion. If you want something a bard can dig into, look to the dragons. 1,000 years from now, Skyrim will have changed rulers dozens of times, but the return of the dragons, that story is once in an era. I think Giraud here would give you the best explanation of both it and the history of King Olaf's verse. You should speak to him about it. Not much, to be honest. Not much, to be honest. As you may be aware, Elisif's husband, High King Torygg, was recently killed. Elisif mourns her husband deeply, and she feels that a festival that burns a king in effigy is distasteful. I tried to convince her the festival is many centuries old and celebrates solitude, but I need proof. I believe King Olaf's verse will provide that proof. I wish you luck in
Good to
finding
meet a
the verse.
prospective bard. He's sending you after King Olaf's verse, then. That's good. We shouldn't leave it lying around now that I figured out where it is. The verse was Svafnir's contribution to the Poetic Edda, the living history of Skyrim. Each bard adds to the Edda in his or her time. And a very ancient one. The verse criticized the reigning King Olaf. He was so incensed the bard was put to death and all the copies burned. At least, that's what we thought until I translated some ancient texts a year or so ago. We now believe King Olaf buried the truth with the bard. If I'm right, Svafnir and King Olaf's verse lie in Dead Men's Respite, along with the burial chamber of King Olaf himself. Well, you've come to the right place.
Late
Remember,
171.
being a bard isn't just about the music.
Please, take pity on an old madman. All right.
There's nothing for you in the warehouse, so why don't you take a walk? This is the East Empire Company's central warehouse. All of their shipments go through here. Unfortunately, thanks to some problems they've been having, it hasn't seen much use lately. Either way, it's off limits to you. How should I know? I don't work for them. If you want to help, I suppose you could head to Windhelm and talk to Orthus and Dario. He's in charge over there. Mm-hmm.
Blessings of the Eight Divines upon you. How may I help? It's the peace treaty that ended the war with the elves of the Aldmeri Dominion. The Dominion recognized the heresy of proclaiming Talos a god. Talos was a great man and a great emperor, but that does not make him a god. No matter how much the Stormcloaks may wish it were so. Ah, yes. That once held the shrine to Talos. But the worship of Talos was banned by the White Gold Concordat some time ago. It's the peace treaty. The Dominium no matter how much the Stormcloaks may... Those who worship at the shrines will sometimes receive boons from the gods themselves. The nature of the favors varies per deity. Please, feel free to worship at any or all of the shrines. The strong and honorable always carry the blessing of the Eight.
As High Priest of the Eight Divines, I bid you welcome.
Of your divinity carry us through.
Take my advice. Never gamble. Damn Elderscrolls has me in debt up to the eyes.
No,
If it's arms or armor you need, see Barrand in Castle Dower.
Are you lost?
Pretty good blacksmith, that one.
Are my men now giving free rein to anyone who wanders into the castle? Do you have some reason to be here, citizen? Have we? Oh, of course. You were at Helgen. One of the prisoners, if I recall correctly. I suppose that's true. Fine. Why don't you have a chat with Legate Ricca? I suspect we might have use for someone resourceful like you. Not many survived Helgen. Besides, I'm sure your being imprisoned was all a terrible misunderstanding. Speak with Legate Ricca. She will determine if you are Legion material. The Thalmor. Do you have any idea what you're asking? I'm sorry, that's just not possible. It would cause far too many problems. By holding on to Falkreath, we control access to the Reach, Whiterun, and the Rift. Ulfric will try for it soon. We'll be there to stop him. I'm originally from Cyrodiil, sent here at the request of the Emperor himself. I'm often ordered to places with problems that need fixing. Now, while I'm certain this is all terribly interesting to you, I have important matters to attend to.
I'm telling you, Ulfric's planning an attack on Whiterun.
The Legion's always been here. Without us to keep order, the provinces would fall into barbarism and lawlessness. Especially Skyrim. Take, for example, Ulfric Stormcloak and his little rebellion. But rest assured, his days are numbered. Ulfric Stormcloak's head rolling away from his lifeless body. We will oust Ulfric from Windhelm soon enough, and when we do, I'll have his head on a plate. He'd be insane to try.
You survived Helgen? General Tullius told me what happened. Not many made it out alive.
I've got a good feeling about you, and I don't often get good feelings about anything. A warrior knows to trust her gut. I'm not going to go through the normal process with you. I've got a little test lined up. Pass that, and we'll talk about you joining the Legion. The kind that evaluates your usefulness during duress. I'm sending you to clear out Fort Hrogstad. If you survive, you'll pass. If you die, then I'll have no further use for your corpse. The ancients built many of the fortresses that dot the landscape of Skyrim. Sadly, most have fallen into disrepair, and nearly all have been overrun with bandits or other vagabonds. Fort Hrogstad is one of the few that remains mostly intact. We're going to install a garrison there, but first, you're going to clean out the bandits that have moved in. Good, that's what I want to hear. Now go make it happen, soldier. That's not what my scouts report, sir.
Damn.
Every day
Keep
more
your
join
guard
this
up.
cause. Rift, Dawnstar, and Winterhold
Think you've
support
got the
him.
metal, huh?
It's not because...
Honestly, the Legion can use all the able bodies
Call
it
it
can
whatever
muster.
you like, General.
We have our hands
The man's
full.
going to
A
try
dead
to
king,
take White
a rebellion, and now dragons? Skyrim's a
Balgruuf
mess.
refuses the Legion's
If you're
right to
serious,
garrison
you're in the
troops
right
in
place. Our
On the other
headquarters
hand,
is in
he
Castle
also
Dower.
refuses to acknowledge
Here you'll
Balgruuf's
find
plan.
General Tullius, commanding our forces in Skyrim. But talk to Legate Rika. She handles the local recruiting.
General.
All right then.
Damn Jarls.
Sir, you can't force a Nord to accept help he hasn't asked for.
If Ulfric's making a move for Whiterun, then we need to be there to stop him. Draft another letter. Platitudes, but this time share some of your intelligence regarding Ulfric's plans. Embellish if you have to. Let it seem like it's his idea.
Yes, sir.
You Nords and your bloody sense of honor.
Sir.
I'd be a lot warmer and a lot happier with a belly full of mead.
Hey, watch it!
What's the hurry?
Unless we have specific business, I'm not interested. Debts are debts. Either he pays them, or his kind do. Fine. You sound like a priest of Mara, but I get your point. Tell him to forget about the gold. Keep your sword, Armstrong. When I was a young rascal, I broke a man's arm with a single punch. Of course, I had a horseshoe hidden in my glove.
Be careful. If you're heading to the Blue Palace, you might want... That's wonderful. You've done us a great service. As promised, the outfit is yours. And here's something for your trouble. Nothing at all. It's very... nice. We could fix you right up. Remember a radiant raiment when you need a change of attire.
Hello, I'm Gisli. But you can just call me Erica's sister. Everyone does. Oh, if you're looking for a good attitude, go see the bards. They'll fake it for you if nothing else. If you're looking for truth instead, see Noster. He's a good example of what life has to offer. And if you're just looking to feel good, go get some spiced wine from Yvette. But whatever you do, just leave me alone. Yes, my older brother, and the person you probably want to be speaking to right now. But really, since Torig's death, Falk Firebeard wields the true power of the Jarl's Court. My brother is nothing more than a pompous little fop. We'll speak again later, if we must.
Fresh fish! Fresh fish!
Fletching suits me. Ah, yet another new face. I'm from Hammerfell, you see. I can hardly keep track of all the people where the dragon attacked. We've heard rumors of death and fire from the skies, but no real news. Then we should soon be selling arrows by the bushel. A sword is no good against a dragon.
Fresh fish, straight from the fjords.
Aye, but I'll be here in solitude for longer still. Viata's skill as a Fletcher drew me to this place. I wanted to learn. And there is still much of Skyrim I wish to see. I hear there is a city, Windhelm, that is nearly white with... what do you call it? Oh yeah, snow. And far to the west lies a ruin, Volskag. Inside there's said to be a wall, black as night, and it speaks in the ancient dragon tongue. There are wonders in this place I never dreamed imaginable.
Get your fresh fruit and produce.
Good to talk to a fellow traveler.
Ah, good. Can't have the buyer getting impatient and looking elsewhere for this, can we? Here, take this. I certainly can't use it, but I suppose I need to pay you something for the goods. Not at all. I consider it an investment in prolonging my life. As far as Golden Glow Estate goes, I'll tell you what I know. I was approached by a woman who wanted me to act as the broker for something big. She flashed a bag of gold in my face and said all I had to do was pay Arengoth for the estate. I brought in the coin and walked away with her copy of the deed. Not at all. I tend not to ask too many questions when I'm on the job. I'm sure you understand. However, I did notice she was quite angry, and it was being directed at Mercer Frey.
We drink to our youth, to the days come and
In this business, we rarely deal in names. Our identity comes from how much coin we carry.
We'll drive out the storm.
Look, that's all I know. I never promised you I'd have all the answers.
take back
Now,
our
since our transaction is done, I'll be on my way.
Ulfric, the killer of kings.
Why are you following me? I told
We
you I
will
don't know
drink
anything
and we'll
else.
sing. We're the children of Skyrim, and we fight all our lives. And when
It's been my honor to perform at the Blue Palace on many occasions. If you ask me, this damned rebellion can't end soon enough. I had to end my tour of Skyrim's courts. Too dangerous to travel.
What is it?
Let me guess. Someone stole your sweet roll.
If you must venture southwest, stay clear of Volskite. It's a cursed place. A tomb where the dead still live.
Now there's no need to do anything rash. This isn't as bad as it seems. Now there's no need to do anything rash. This isn't as bad as it seems. I was gonna tell Mercer about everything, honestly. Please, he'll have me killed. All right. It's Carlia. Her name is Carlia. Mercer never told you about her? Carlia is the thief responsible for murdering the previous guildmaster, Gallus. Now she's after Mercer. Help? No. Look, I didn't even know it was her until after she contacted me. Please, you have to believe me. I don't know. When I asked her where she was going, she just muttered, where the end began. Here, take the Golden Glow estate deed as proof. And when you speak to Mercer, tell him I'm worth more to him alive. You needed to know more? Consider it a gift to ensure your silence. That thing seems to be bringing me nothing but trouble anyway. Carlia didn't even want it. She wanted to keep the sale a secret. I can see how well that went. Now you're speaking my language. Tell you what, if you need any stolen goods fenced, you bring them to me, and I'll pay you good money for them. Consider me your new friend in the north. Now, consider me your new friend. Consider it. Carlia didn't even want it. I asked her the same thing, and she wouldn't come out and tell me. But now that I know who she is, I'd say she's trying to hit the Thieves Guild where it hurts. Maven Blackbriar needs Golden Glow's honey for her mead. She's been using the guild to keep the estate under her thumb. If the owner cuts the guild out of the picture, he's cutting Maven out of the picture, which she can't afford. If I was Maven, I'd blame the guild for weakening and not being able to handle the place. Exactly. For the guild to survive, they need Maven's support. This Carlia must have spent a lot of time and resources planning this. Now you won't forget to tell me. So I cooperate.
Picked a bad time to get lost, friend.
Die, hero! I'll rip your heart out! I'll rip you open! Victory for Sovngarde! Know your worst. You think you can take me? I will have mercy on you.
She was mine. Said she'd wait for me. They never wait.
There's Mars. I'm supposed to figure out which college he meant.
Kill him to get some beer every now and then. Stupid beat.
too...
You've done a fine thing for me. You know, I used to be quite a warrior in my day. Let me show you a thing or two.
You should speak to my daughter, Yvette. She's the brains of the family.
Got lots of things to take care of. Not in your life. It's dangerous in there, and Falk doesn't even like me and Erdy going in every year to clean out the spiders. If you really want to, just be careful of the ghost. He snuck up on me once and scared me sick. It took a week for me to feel better. You can catch me at the Blue Palace later, if you want to talk again. Yes?
Please, ma'am. I've got nowhere to go.
We barely have enough for ourselves.
It's not much to ask.
Says I won't see Rob here anymore. But he wouldn't tell me why not.
God might get nervous. Man approaches with his weapon drawn.
Go to thinking.
Trust you'll put your weapon away?
What is it?
Make it quick. I get enough delays from politicians.
I'm waiting. Generally, posting information is need to know only. I've been trying to find the time and place to let her know. Her daughter was sent to Whiterun. The skirmishes there have been violent. The Whiterun legate, he needed to know the Stormcloak positions. He sent out a party to scout the area. They happened upon a large force. I'm told none of them made it back. Private Morard, Angela's daughter, was in that scouting party. She needs to be told. Hmm? Not my finest hour. Rogvir was a fine and honorable man. No, I think he was entirely wrong. Rogvir's execution was justified and necessary. Being honorable might make you a good man, but it doesn't make you right. Be a better world if it did. Their aim could be steadier, but they're battle-ready. Keep my men in your prayers. They'll need them if they don't shape up.
I'm telling you, I heard it. Howling. Those werewolf tales are true. do you need?
It's good to see you. You got Aldous to tell you something. I knew you would. What did he say? I told her. I told her the Imperial army would kill her. That this was a war of Jarls and Imperial generals, and we had no part in it. She just wouldn't hear it. It was brave of you to come to me with this. I can't thank you for it, not for this. But you have done me a service. I hope your parents are proud of you. They have...
I mostly deal with petty thievery and drunken brawls. Been too long since we've had a good bandit raid.
Looking to hire a boat? All right, then.
Lightly armored means light on your feet. Smart.
Looks like you had no trouble. The effects have already been felt. The Ice Runner has failed to dock on time. Without the lighthouse, the Ice Runner will have swung wide of the western shoal and run aground on the eastern coast. My sister Dija will be at the wreck with our Black Blood marauders. She knows to expect you. Get moving. I'll see if I can't do... The Black Blood marauders are very identifiable. I didn't want anyone thinking the Black Bloods were getting too bold. Dija and I are more like the representatives here in Solitude. None of the Black Bloods can show themselves without being arrested.
Need something?
Do you get to the Cloud District very often?
Please tell me you have news of my son.
A fine day to you, friend. May you die with a sword in your hands.
Excuse me, but I'm trying to read. Nothing like a good adventure or romance to lose yourself in.
What did you need? Until next we meet live.
You want to talk to me? Okay.
Go and pick some fights.
If you need pickpocket training, just let me know.
Yeah, you need something?
Well, hey there. What can Sapphire do for you?
Did Golum give up any information on our buyer?
So, Sapphire. Can
No.
I do anything for you?
Can't be.
Or more to the
I
point?
haven't heard that name in decades. This is grave news indeed. She's someone I hope to never cross paths with again.
Don't know what you're missing.
Carlia destroyed everything this guild stood for. She murdered my predecessor in cold blood and betrayed the guild. After we discovered what she'd done, we spent months trying to track her down, but she just vanished.
I have everything you asked for already.
I hope this deal goes. Carlia and I were like partners. I went with her on every heist. We watched each other's backs. I know her techniques, her skills. If she kills me, there'll be no one left that could possibly catch her. If only we knew where she was. There's only one place that could be. A place where she murdered Gallus. A ruin called Snowvale Sanctum. We have to go out there before she disappears again.
No, and I'm not about to run. I value my life. You may want to remember.
Yes, I'm going with you, and together we're going to kill her. Here's your payment for solitude. Prepare yourself and meet me at the ruins as soon as you can. We can't let her slip through our fingers.
Hey, I still have a contact in Valenwood that may have some work for us. You're welcome
hey
to join
there.
me.
What can Sapphire do for you?
Interest you in some marksman training. Come find me if you need more marksmen.
Steal anything worth? Here's your gold. Try not to spend it all in one place. Walking away without taking a job? It's like passing.
We actually got a request from one of the most powerful families in Whiterun, the Battleborns. Make your way up there and look for Alfred. He says he's got a matter that requires a delicate touch, and I suggested you for the job. Don't make me the fool and let me down, all right? Mate, well, it appears your actions are starting to make waves out there. People are talking about the guild again. In fact, I just got a special job request in. I haven't gotten anything like that in years.
So, you're Brynjolf's new protege, eh? Don't Doesn't look like much to me.
Well, looks like you're fitting in well down
Need a few spare... I think you should finish that special assignment Delvin gave you. Then we'll talk. Hey, where do you think you're going? We have work to do.
Is going on in this place?
Good afternoon.
Let's play a game. Aww.
Well met, Traveler. May your sword be sharp, and your tongue sharper.
You should try the venison. It's delicious.
When the Empire surrendered to the Altmerry Dominion, they shamed us all.
Divine smile on you, friend.
Old friend, you're here, and not a moment too soon. If anything should happen to Arn, there'll be hell to pay. A close friend of mine. We fought together on the battlefield for many years until old age got the better of us. Now it's up to me to save him one more time. This time from the Executioner's block in Solitude. The city guard in Solitude is seeking Arn for a serious crime. When he fled here, he was arrested for drunken behavior. Can you imagine? Fortunately, his identity isn't known to the authorities in Whiterun, so there's still a chance to save him. Hold a moment. This is more than a simple prison break. I want to have Arn's name stricken from the record books permanently. I'm setting him up with a new identity. It's the only way to throw the guard permanently off his trail. The job is twofold. First, steal a letter that was sent from Solitude warning Whiterun's guard to be on the lookout for Arn. The second is to change Arn's name in the prison registry to his new identity. If it was easy, I would have hired a local thug instead of a professional. You see, both of these items are kept inside Dragon's Reach. They don't allow visitors inside the Jarl's or the Steward's chambers. One more thing. If you get caught, I can't afford to be connected to you. Remember that before you do anything stupid. It's a well-known fact that the Steward keeps all of the records on Whiterun's prisoners in a large book. My sources tell me you can find that book in a study in his quarters. Change Arn's entry in the book to anything you want, and they'll be forced to let him go after he serves a few weeks. I have eyes within Dragon's Reach. They tell me that all correspondence from other holds are sent to the Jarl's private chambers. You watch yourself out there.
If we killed the dragon once, we can do it again. With your help, of course.
It was you, wasn't it? I should have known better. Now look at me.
What is... I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took...
Heading east, steer clear of Hilgrand's tomb. Thing about those old crypts, the dead having trouble staying that way.
Please keep your weapons sheathed in the Jarl's
May the gods watch over your battles, friend.
I've got my eyes on you.
Come to chat with an old woman,
Spare a coin for a fellow Norder's down on his luck.
Well met, kinsman.
Spend it on drinks at the Bannered Mare. If it's food you need, ask for that instead. When the Grey Mains and battle
Never you.
We Grey Mains were cheerleading with the battle boars for years.
Do you get to the Cloud District very often?
Old friend. Fate Arn? Never heard of him. I guess that means you're finished. Here's your payment. Tell Delvin that he has my support, and all the weighted carries in Whiterun from now on. I think he'll be quite pleased. You watch yourself out there.
You tried mercenary work? It might suit you.
There's a rent here in Skyrim. Can't neither magic nor the passing of time.
Are you married? You look the type. Make sure you treat your wife with the respect she deserves.
This was such a glorious city, but then everything had to change. The Empire...
Is that an amulet of Mara? I'm surprised someone like you isn't spoken.